Planes carrying the mass body repatriation team and the mortal remains of 74 South African victims took off from an Air Force base in Lagos late Saturday night. The process brings to an end 2 long months of frustration as families waited for news of the return. They were killed in the Nigeria building collapse in September in what has been described as the worst disaster to strike a single group of nationals outside the country since 1994. It is now hoped that the return will give families some semblance of closure as they can finally give their loved ones a proper burial. Minister Jeff Radebe has spent the week in Nigeria holding talks with officials to expedite the process.
Over the last 6 weeks, the focus has been on preparations to repatriate the deceased. The verification of the mortal remains has been the most difficult part. This was because of the gruesome nature of the accident, which made the identification process extremely difficult. This verification process resorted to the DNA test at the laboratory. Our medical teams have been working very closely with the Nigerian medical team in charge of this process, and they've done a sterling job.
The team of specialists arrived Lagos late Friday night with that single aim of bringing their fallen compatriots home. The team was deployed at 3 mortuaries where the bodies had been kept. Officials worked around the clock to prepare the bodies for the onward journey. Team members were drawn from the Army Health Wing, the police, and forensic pathology officers from the Department of Health. Inflatable air-conditioned tents were shipped in to provide additional workspace. Radebe oversaw the final stage of the repatriation process and made the announcement.
We still are very sad about the tragedy, but somehow relieved that the long wait for a number of families will finally end. We can confirm that later this evening we'll be repatriating 74 South Africans into South Africa. As we speak, the mortal remains of our compatriots are on their way to the airport.
The remains were transported in 4 forensic pathology trucks escorted by the Army. The Nigerian government hosted a formal handover ceremony at the Sam Ethnan Air Force Base in Lagos. The trucks were then loaded onto the plane for the flight back to South Africa. And as the repatriation specialists arrived, so they left in the dead of the night to arrive South Africa Sunday morning. Aduria Chumba, Lagos.